Hi, I'm Jill Bishop. I'm the coordinator of the Peterborough Community Garden Network, and we're here today at the beautiful Lift Lot Garden talking about companion planting. We're going to talk about why companion planting is important and why it's a really good idea, especially in small spaces like community garden plots. I planted tomatoes and basil next to one another, and the reason for that is sort of trifold, I suppose. The first is basil is really excellent pest repellent. Strong smell actually keeps a lot of different bugs away from your precious plants. And the other reason why it's a good idea is you sort of plant the basils along the outside and then the tomatoes on the inner row. Then you can still reach and pick all the tomatoes, but the basil is going to stay nice and healthy along the edge and act as sort of a layer of protection for your tomatoes. And in the early spring, it'll kind of give your basil a little bit of shade to help it grow a little bit. And I planted mine here next to my garlic because garlic is sort of done its season in August. And when I pull all that garlic out, then the tomatoes will have so much more room to grow. So it's kind of maximizing that space in my garden. And also the garlic has a very strong scent as well. So it'll kind of try to keep some of those bugs away that can eat at your tomatoes. So the next thing that we're planting together are cucumber and dill. And cucumber and dill grow really great together for the first reason, as I mentioned, they taste delicious together. You can make pickles with them, or you can just sort of eat them fresh with some dill seasoning in the summer. Cucumber and dill, they're a good companion plant because the dill will ward off pests. They have a really strong scent and they grow sort of nice and tall, so they kind of keep a little protection for your cucumbers. And cucumbers are a really great thing to grow with a lot of things because they actually are really prickly, as some of you may have noticed when you're in the garden digging around. They can almost hurt, but that is actually a very great protector. It can kind of keep things away from some of your plants. So the next thing we're planting is potatoes and beans. Potatoes are something we call nitrogen feeders. So they're really heavy feeders. They take a lot of nutrients out of your soil and it allows them to grow nice big potatoes. Beans, on the other hand, are something called nitrogen fixers. And when you're planting those beans, they're actually adding nitrogen to the soil throughout the entire season. So they're helping your potatoes be healthier. They're giving more food for them and a perfect balance between the two of them. It's also true if you're rotating your plants through the season, it's a good idea to plant beans somewhere where you had a heavy feeder the year before, such as tomatoes or potatoes, because over the years it will help balance out your soil as well. So companion planting is the idea of planting things next to each other to improve the health of one or both of the plants. So you're putting things near each other that are going to help each other make healthier, more productive, lots of food for you to enjoy. But another really good important thing to remember is to plant a lot of different things. The more diversity you have in your garden, the more success you're going to have, because every year there are some bugs that will come and eat some of your plants, no matter how many principles you use. So if you plant cucumbers and beets and lettuce and basil and tomatoes, then you're likely to get success from at least one of those plants. And even within each of those plants, if you plant all types of different varieties of each kind, you may find one thrive better against your cucumber beetle infestation or your tomato hornworms. So plant a lot of different things that you like to eat and enjoy.